Good to see you. Welcome to the North East and welcome to Newcastle, one of your favourite places.
Yeah, obviously not with the fans, but no, I love being up here. You know, it is a footballing place, and you know it's nice to be up here tonight for a dinner.
Bravehearts is a great charity and they do so many good things for children. Take them, and it must be always extra special to be involved in big charity nights like tonight.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, anything to do with kids. I've got 5 kids myself, and you know I've been very lucky with their health. So you know, to come and help charity to help other children and not have been as fortunate as myself and my family, you know, it's nice to be asked to do it.
And the North East got really good memories for you because you are a legend around the borough area, around Middlesbrough. Tell us a bit about your time there.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it was only a year, but it was a challenge. It was a big challenge. I left a massive club in Arsenal to drop down really to the Championship, which was a big shock for everybody really, and it worked out. You know, we got promoted, and you know we lost in the League Cup final. They were good years. I mean, the fans were good. It shocks me nowadays. You watch them play, and it's half empty. I mean, people don't understand when I was there when we were there with a very good team. The players we had, you couldn't get a ticket for toffee, and it's a shame, you know, and it probably ain't because of the football, it's probably because, you know, the job situation up there. But good club, good people, and you know, and doing very, very well at the moment, punching well above their weight in my opinion. Who
do you remember playing best? Who were the players you enjoyed playing with there then in Teesside at the Borough?
Oh, Andy Townsend come. He was a very, very good player. I mean, you don't captain Ireland at World Cups if you're not a good player. I mean, Gaza, for me, the best English player I've ever played with. You know, he was absolutely different class. We had good players, Fester, Robbie Mussard, Craig Ignett. They were good players, Mikel Beck, you know. They were all good players, and Curtis Fleming run through a brick wall for you. So we had a good team. And people say, I went up there and it was, you know, and people say this and that, but you know, it's all about the players around you. You know, you ain't got the players around you, waste of time.
Brian Robson?
If it wasn't Brian Robson, no one would have played there. It's as simple as that. I mean, you know, when he rung me and said, would you come? My agent rung me and said, Brian Robson's interested in you. You know, he's a legend. It's used very loosely in football, and for him to turn around, he wanted you. I just wanted to ring my dad up and tell my dad, Brian Robson thinks I'm a good player. So, you know, that was the reason I went, you know, in the first place.
And highlights and memories, best memories of your time?
Getting promoted, winning at beating Oxford at home 4-0, and beating Liverpool over 2 legs in the I think it was the League Cup at the time. So to beat them over 2 legs, you know, sometimes you beat a top club on a one-off, but to do it over 2 legs was a massive thing with players like Jamie Redknapp, Stephen Manham and Michael Owen. People like that in the team was a big ask.
Briefly, you picked up on the current situation, and Tony Mowbray's doing a fantastic job.
Unbelievable job, in my opinion. I mean, unbelievable. I think they're punching well above their weight. The team, you know, they got is not the oldest team in the world. I thought, you know, middle of the table would have been great. You know, you just hope it doesn't slip away now. They've had 3 bad results, you know, very bad results, and you know, in a big game, local derby against Sunderland in the FA Cup, and you hope that they don't get beat there and it knocks their confidence, and you know, they need to bounce back as quickly as possible, and if they got in the playoffs, I mean, that would be a feat and a half.
So what does Mowbray bring to the party?
I think he's a very good manager. He's a legend in Teesside. I mean, so anybody who signs there, the big advantage you get when you're a legend at a club that you manage, you get time, you get respect, and you're not under as much pressure. And you know, and he's brought kids in and they play football. He loves playing football, and I think when you're not winning and the fans see that you're trying to play the right way, you know, and there's a legend there at the same time, I think that it all helps, and I think he's done very, very well.
Can they do it? Can they get into the playoffs then?
I think it all depends on their next 2 games. I don't think you want to be going to Sunderland and getting well beat, because I think Sunderland are playing very well at the moment, and after that I think you're telling the next 2 league games. If they can get 4 points out of them, you know, and steady the ship, I think, you know, it's very rare you fall out of that playoff position, but there's good teams just outside it. That's the problem. But, you know, whatever they do this season now, I think they've done great.
Martin O'Neill brings us nicely on to Sunderland. His arrival's a big turnaround there.
Massive. I mean, there wasn't much to turn around, if I'm being honest. I mean, I watched Sunderland quite a bit on Sky on Soccer Saturday. When Steve Bruce was the manager, they were luck short. That's all it was. I mean, and I think Martin O'Neill's brought that bit of luck and that bit of belief to the table, but there wasn't a lot to tweak there. There wasn't a lot. I mean, I think Steve Bruce was bang unlucky, but you know what Martin O'Neill's done there since he's gone has been extraordinary, and I think, you know, Sunderland, now they're safe in the Premier League, I think, you know, they'll be targeting the FA Cup with every chance.
He seems to have revitalised a lot of players there, hasn't he? Players who were lacking confidence, and he's gone in and really shaken things up, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, I knew a couple of players at Aston Villa, and that's what he's very, very good at, man management, and that's a difficult thing to have, is man management. I mean, everybody, virtually everybody can coach if you do the manuals, but the man management and what to say to players at the right time, and you can't talk highly enough of the job he's done. I mean, they were looking a bit dodgy. I mean, I watched them at home to Wigan, and I thought they were very good first half, and they lost the game. And then Steve Bruce went up a bit after that, but he's done outstanding. I think they'll be targeting the FA Cup. I mean, you've had one big team go out, Liverpool, Man United go on Sunday. Sunderland will be sitting there thinking, why not?
Alan Pardew, Newcastle United, great start. Again, bit of a dodgy spell at the moment. Can he turn it back round again?
I mean, they've had some good news. I think Denver Bar, they're out now, aren't they? I think they've just lost 2 on the trot, so we'll be back quicker than what was expected. Again, I think they punched well above their weight. The job he's done here has been outstanding. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful here, but I really thought they'd be one of the struggling teams this year. I thought if they didn't start well, the crowd might start, because it's Alan Pardew and things like that. I thought they might have been a bit touchy, but the atmosphere, you could hear the atmosphere from my house in Birmingham. It was unbelievable against Man United, and whatever they do now, I think it is an unbelievable job what they've done.
The chances of Sunderland toppling the Toon before the end of the season in the Premiership?
Hard place to come here and win a football match. They've got to stop Denver Bar. Simple as that. I mean, not many teams have done that so far, and the way Sunderland are playing at the moment and the way Newcastle are playing at the moment, both teams, you'd want them to play this Saturday, and then you'd have a great game. But by the time they play, one team might have gone 5 games without a win and the other one's rolling, and you don't want that. If these two can both clash, both on a run, I mean this place would be rocking.
Krull's been outstanding for the Toon as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's the problem for me. He's been one of their best players. Now, when you're a very good team and you're up the top, it's very rare your goalkeeper's your best player. And that's the problem. For how great they've done this year, you couldn't sit down here now and say they'll finish there again next year, because the goalkeeper's been outstanding. I mean, outstanding at the highest level. And that would be the worry for me. How many times can he keep on making world-class saves to get him out of trouble and win points? 10 points the other way or 12 points the other way, and you're bottom half of the table. So, but at the moment, for me, yeah, probably, I'll probably say the best goalkeeper in the Premiership at the moment, the way he's played.
Pardew's thrown his name in for the next England job after the one that comes up this time, so next time round, done really well.
He's done outstanding. I mean, if you talk about 3 English managers at the moment, for me, you'd say Harry Redknapp, Hodgson and Pardew. I mean, they're the 3. Management's all about timing. If it was tomorrow morning, Alan Pardew would have every chance. 4 years' time, who knows where he's going to be? We've had this with the Man United job over the last 8 years. Brian Robson was going to be manager when Middlesbrough were doing well. Steve Bruce was going to be manager when he was doing well at Birmingham. Mark Hughes was going to be the manager when he was doing well at Blackburn. It's all about timing. When that manager leaves, whoever's won 10 on the trot will get the job. If you've lost 10 on the trot, you ain't getting it.
Your pal Jeff Stelling's team ain't doing so bad. They found the feet again. A good draw at Sheffield Wednesday last week, and Neil Cooper's back in charge there. Do you know much about Neil Cooper?
No, I don't really. But that was a miracle result last week, if I'm being honest. I mean, and it was proved by the result Sheffield Wednesday had in the week at Scunthorpe. But no, I watched them on Sky on Soccer Saturday with Tiz the other week, and we watched them beat, I think it was Rochdale, and they were very good that day. And you're thinking, how have they failed to win a game and not score a goal? But it's confidence. Even players at a club like this who are on 50, 60 grand a week struggle with confidence. So you can imagine players in the lower leagues that, they're relying to pay their mortgage. It must be horrible.
What's it like working with the legend of Jeff Stelling every week then? Because he's the master, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, legend's used very loosely in football. It is, and for me, he's a legend in TV. I mean, an absolute legend. I mean, what he does on a Saturday, he makes that look very easy. I mean, people will sit at home and think, I can do that if I was given a chance, and it is just scary. It is scary. I mean, in his knowledge of football, beyond being an Hartlepool fan, is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
The atmosphere with the boys backstage, and when the adverts go out, and what's going on, what's it like then? Is it you're constantly giving them stick, basically?
We're all giving each other stick. I mean, people say to me, is it a laugh? And it's as funny off screen as what it is on. I mean, and it is great. And it's not just the 4 lads, us are all good friends, and Jeff. We all get on well. The people behind the scenes as well are phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of people that do a lot of work to bring the show together as well, and they're all really nice people, which makes it nice. Had the best job in the world playing football, have the second best job in the world now.
I must mention Arsenal before we finish. Wenger's under constant pressure, and there's been so much stuff about him in the papers over the past few days, and is his time up? What's your thoughts?
Made a bad decision last week. I always find, and I was manager at Walsall, I just think, if you come under pressure in a job, you start making decisions you wouldn't have made when you wasn't under pressure. And I just felt bringing on Arshavin last week, when Oxlade-Chamberlain was playing that well, seemed a bit pressurised for me.
Great future for Paul Merson. I've got to say that I've travelled and I've worked with many after dinner speakers, and your name constantly pops up as the best on the circuit at the moment. You've got a great reputation, there's no doubt about that. Enjoying it?
Yeah, I do, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be asked to come and do dinners and people to sit there and listen. All I tell is a story, it's my life, you know, there's no jokes in there. Some things people find funny, some things people think and feel sorry for you. It's just a story. I don't write anything down. It's all what's happened in my life. So, yeah, it's nice to have a story.
And the future, after dinner speaking, I guess, and media work will continue. Is that the way you see the rest of it now? Or do you still yearn to get back with the tracksuit and back on the pitch and back with the players?
No, I love my job at Sky. Honestly, I do. I mean, as I said, playing football was the ultimate, but this is an unbelievable job, and I love it. And hopefully I can do this as long as Phil Thompson and Charlie Nicholas have done it. I really do. And you know, that would be my dream. Management, I was rubbish.